Welcome back to the studio here in Northumberland. Now, this little video is a very quick one because I'm going to show you how to do miniatures. And as you can see, they really are miniatures. They're very small. But I'm going to do 3 all in one go. Minimal amount of drawing for this. Use your little pencil. And all I've got here is, we'll have a little shed, barn, whatever. Like so. Pressing on a little bit harder with my pencil so that you can see the drawing. A little bit of a tree behind that to make it stand out. And we'll have some land coming down there. Here, actually I've just decided here I'm not going to do any drawing whatsoever. Here I've got a couple of hills. Here's the path coming out of the distance. And a middle distance line. That'll do it, drawing done. Now, like I said, I'm going to do all 3 of these together. So what I'm going to do is move around each one as I'm painting. And as I said, they are really small, but I'm not using tiny brushes. What I am using is a 3/4 inch flat brush and a number 8 round brush. None of these are small brushes. But move around. While one bit's drying, paint another one. Watch. Starting off with that middle one where I've got no drawing whatsoever. I'll have a little bit of a pre-wet. No, I won't. I'll have a little bit of yellow ochre. Forget the pre-wet. Bit of yellow ochre there. Now, a little bit of ultramarine blue above and below. Now wash my brush out. Looks like a flag. Wash my brush out, stroke the colours together, look there. Now I'll wash out, squeeze out, and take a cloud out. Very easy. A little bit there. Now, with a clean damp brush, just stroke across there, below half. Now I'll leave that to dry for a second. In the meantime, I'll go to these 2. Again, a little bit of just ultramarine blue. Pop that in there. Take out a cloud, wash out my brush, squeeze out, suck out a cloud. There you go. A bit more there, that's better. Now back to this one. Again, yellow ochre. A little bit there. All with my 3/4 inch brush. Now a little bit of burnt sienna. A little bit of that there. Now, ultramarine blue, that's French ultramarine blue, and burnt sienna mixed. Up there. And bring it down into the other colours. Wash out, squeeze out, and suck a little bit of paint out. 3 totally different skies. All with a big brush. Now, back to this one, I think. Yes, it's dry enough. Just test to make sure it's dry enough. Now, I'll give it another minute. So back to that one. A little bit of raw umber with a tiny touch of blue into it. Bit there. Plenty of water there. I've changed to my number 8 round brush now. Cotman number 8 round brush. Pop that in there. I want a light side and a dark side to this. So all I'm doing in that same brush of paint, just put more water into it, so it's lighter. Take a little bit more out. These Cotman brushes just hold so much water. I'll leave that for a second. Now, back to that one. A little bit of raw umber with blue again. A little bit more blue this time, so it's even darker. Raw umber is such a lovely mixing brown. I've got about 4 different browns from one tube of raw umber by mixing different colours in. We'll have that there. Yes, about there. Bring that down. There's no drawing on this, obviously. Fill that in. Now I'll have a little bit of that underneath as well. Like so. Now more water into the same brush full of paint. A little bit of that there, so it's lighter. Wash out, squeeze out. You should by now start to get the idea what I'm looking for here. Now, back to that one. I'll leave that for a second. No, I'll do that one. Back to my 3/4 inch flat brush. A little bit of ultramarine blue with a touch of burnt sienna into it. That's the first distant hill there. Now, a little bit darker. Pop that in there. Same mix, but darker. Leaving a little bit of white paper in between there. Look. Wash out, squeeze out, and just with a clean damp brush, suck a bit of paint out there, and a little bit there. I'll leave that for a second. I'll come back to this one. Yellow ochre to start with my round brush. Pop that on there. Now, hooker's green mixed with burnt sienna. A little bit of water. Whilst that yellow's still wet, pop that in there. Carefully around my building, because I'm leaving that roof light. Pop it on there. And now, a little bit of blue, just ultramarine blue, because that's the colour I used in the sky. Dab that in where the tree meets the building. You need good eyesight to do things like this. Wash out, squeeze out, soften it up a little bit. There. I'll leave that for a second. Now, back to that one. Light red this time. No, I won't do light red this time. What I will do, ultramarine blue and burnt sienna as a black. Make a black. Never use manufactured black. Always mix your black. With the tip of my round brush, I've got a little blob there. And a little bit there. Repeat that here. Now, a little bit of light red, just light red, fairly strong. And the whole idea with this is I'm going to use the tip of my brush at the top and then spread the brush on more, press harder as I come further down. That way I get a thin bit there, pressing on harder, and it gets wider there. Same underneath here. Little man in a yacht, boat, whatever. A little bit of blue, pop that there, just at the bottom. With a number 8 round brush. Now, back to that one, and back to my flat brush. I've got the tiniest touch of yellow ochre. Pop that into the path there. Now back to that one. Hooker's green and yellow ochre. Bit of that. And pop that in there. And finally in that one, the tiniest touch of blue. Ultramarine blue. In there. And just underneath the overhang of the roof. Wash out, squeeze out, and soften that a little bit. There, better. Now back to that one. Hooker's green and burnt sienna, nice and strong. Plenty of burnt sienna into this. And all I'm doing, stipple on. Like so. A bit here. Leaving the odd touch of white showing here and there, the underpaper showing here and there. And a little bit of blue mixed with burnt sienna. few dabs. And again, wash out, squeeze out, soften that in a touch. Just dabbing. Leave that there. And there we go. Actually, shall I have a few touches there as well? Yeah, quite like that. Wash out, squeeze out, soften those. Yeah, that's better. Now, I'll take the tape off these, and you'll see what an astonishing little transformation that makes. Always exciting, this bit, when you take the tape off. And there we go, 3 little miniatures. But you don't need to fiddle about with tiny little brushes and take forever to do a miniature. If you frame those up with a wide mount and a nice big heavy frame around them with a tiny picture in the middle, it's really, really effective. So have a go, they really are good fun to do. But move around while one bit's drying, paint somewhere else. Again, I only use 2 brushes, a number 8 round and a number 3/4 inch flat. And they're both Cotman brushes, which are really good water holding capabilities, but you can really abuse these brushes. They're fabulous things to use. I use them 7 days a week. And paint, Winsor & Newton artist quality paint. Don't stint on the quality of paint. Good quality pigment, and it'll stay on that paper for centuries. Hope you've enjoyed this. See you soon.